everybody. I'm Jen. Welcome to Big Family Little Farm, and welcome to my kitchen and our farmhouse here at Big Family Little Farm. If you're new here, thanks for joining us for this first time, and I hope you stick around and decide you love the channel. And if you're coming back, thank you. Thank you for supporting our little family, our little farm, and I'm glad you're here. Now, as you can see over here on the stove, I've got some ground turkey cooking, and I thought I would tell you a little bit about what I'm doing today. So I'm going to turn this. It just occurred to me, I don't have the microphone on. Be right back. Okay, microphone on. You should be able to hear me a little better. Anyway, as I was saying, I've got this meat here cooking. This is ground turkey that I bought last week. If you saw that grocery haul, you'll know what I'm talking about. I bought 2 pounds and only used one of them. And this was still in the fridge, so it has to be cooked today or it goes bad. And I don't want to do that because the whole point of this is starting to save money and not spend as much as the grocery store. So basically what I've done, every week we have a Taco Tuesday. And it doesn't matter if it's tacos or burritos or nachos or, taco soup, black bean soup, whatever. We always have something taco related. So this is the meat for this week's taco night. Now I'm going to direct your attention. Oh, maybe. I don't know how this thing works. I'm sorry. This way. There we go. I got it. As you can see, pardon the mess, but it's a day where I'm cooking and still cleaning. You can tell. So in the meat, let me tell you about that. I have this. This is Fiesta Mexican seasoning. It smells great. It smells a lot. I'm sorry you can't see me. It smells a lot like cumin. But I have this and I need to get it used up so that I can, not have it in my pantry anymore. So I put that in the meat. Now, in addition to that, I like to add a little tomato paste, but as luck would have it, I'm out of tomato paste. This is our freeze-dried tomato powder. So what I did was I took, I think it was 3 or 4 teaspoons, and then maybe a tablespoon of water, mixed it, whisked it into a little mixing bowl, and made my own tomato paste. So the only thing I'm going to do to this now is add a little bit of garlic salt. And that's just, because we like things a little bit salty here. And then that will be the meat basis of whatever it is we decide to do for our Taco Tuesday. Now, where I'm from, in the New Orleans area, traditionally, back in the day, as they say, Monday was beans and rice day. And the reason for that was Monday started the laundry cycle, and beans could cook on slow all day long on the cooktop. I don't do beans on Monday. Frankly, beans have a little bit of a gastrointestinal touch to them, and I don't need that happening all week. Not when I have to be in front of people or on the computer. So we do our beans on Thursdays. And this week, I'm not sure what kind of beans we're going to have, but I'm going to go ahead and soak them and cook them. I'm going to soak them overnight tonight, and then I'm going to use my Instant Pot, which you can't see over here, but it really is over here. Hold on. Instant Pot. Look at my bookshelves. People get jealous about that. I apologize if you're one of them. Anyway, I'm going to cook them in my Instant Pot and then just have them prepared so that all I have to do is dump it in a crock pot and let it cook all day on Thursday. And so I don't know what kind of beans we're going to do. Could be red beans, pinto beans, black beans, navy beans, white beans, lima beans. I really don't know. I got lots of dried beans in there. We could talk about that later. Anyway, so we go every Friday night. We go grocery shopping. My husband and I go out to eat. It's like our date night. We are not fun date people. We are get stuff done date people because we're very busy. We run a lot of businesses between the two of us, including farm's not really a business entity yet, but I would love for it to be. And I'm hoping that YouTube helps us on that. Anyway, so we went grocery shopping and they had their rotisserie chickens on sale. Normally the rotisserie chickens at Kroger are about $6. These were both on sale for $3.60. And my husband said, but we don't need rotisserie chickens. And I said, but I can debone them and put the chicken in the freezer, even if we don't eat them now. We'll use them. And he said, oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that. And I just sort of smiled and nodded because that's the polite thing to do, you know. Anyway, so I'm now kind of putting all my dishes in one little spot here and getting all of this moved over to the side. I'll put it all away shortly. But I'm going to get out bowls so I can debone chicken. I'm also going to come around here. He's going to run past. Pretend you don't see him. Then he won't feel like he's on camera. Anyway, I'm going to come over here and grab gloves. Now you say what you want about a farmer's wife who doesn't like to touch chicken, but here we are. And I'll have you know, yesterday I cleaned out chicken poop boxes. Nobody thought that would happen, ever. Anyway, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to debone this chicken. And I'm going to do it I do it slowly, but it'll appear as though it only takes me seconds. See you on the flip side. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video montage with music. But if my guru didn't put music on it, you would have heard the nail gun outside. He, the farmer, is out there making a chicken tractor so that we can have more laying hens. This is the chicken from 2 rotisserie chickens. Now, ordinarily, I would take the bones, which is in this bowl, bone, skin, all of that, and make chicken broth. But right now, I have 3 jars of chicken broth in my fridge, and I don't need any more at the moment. So I'm probably going to take them, put them in a zip top bag, and throw them in the freezer for the next time that I need chicken broth. At the moment, I do not have time today to set up the canner, and my freeze dryer is already going. So in order to make chicken broth, I just have to stick it back in my fridge, and I already have some. So I'm just going to throw them in a zip top bag and put it in the freezer. Okay, so one of the important things when you're putting things into your freezer is to label it. Otherwise, you end up with something that might be freezer burnt. You have no idea what it is, or it's got ice covering it and you can't see. So I'm just going to put chicken bones on this one, and then on these smaller ones, I'm going to put rotisserie chicken. And by that, I mean I'm going to put ROTCHN or CHK, and I'm going to put the date. The date is 3/29. That's what today is. Rotisserie chickens. I love chickens. I'm going to probably do 4 bags of chicken because we eat roughly half a chicken when we all sit down to eat. I mean, there's just 3 of us. I say we all like there's a ton of us now, but there's not anymore. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to label these bags. I'm going to package the chicken, and then I'll take you outside, show you the freezer, and what we're building. And then as I mentioned, oh, hello, Hawkeye. I'm very sorry, Athena. I did not mean to step on your tail. This is the start of a chicken tractor. There's another kitty. That's Spider-Man. Where's the other kitty? I don't know where he is, but you know, he's a little grumpy. Anyway, you can see the farmer's feet right there as he's working to build this. Pardon the mess. We live here. Y'all know I keep it real. All right, so this is the meat freezer. You can see we've got a turkey, and there's actually some cheese back there, and I think that's broth. There's some broth. There's some broth. A couple of pounds of hamburger probably. This is the pork shelf. It's almost empty. And the chicken shelf is almost empty. There's pork here too, and I'm not sure why, but here it is. And then the bottom holds everything else. And there's bread and such. Okay. Now it's time to do a little cleanup so I can make the next thing. Enjoy this video montage. The last thing I'm getting done in the kitchen today is this. This is my granola. It is 3 cups of oats, a cup of dried fruit, 2 cups of nuts and seeds. I've got dried cranberries, almonds, chia seeds, and flax seeds. And then it's half a cup of honey and a third a cup of peanut butter. It's just a fat. I use peanut butter because that's what I like, but you could use coconut oil or avocado oil or whatever you want. It's just half a cup of fat and third a cup of fat and half a cup of sweetener. I use honey, but people use maple syrup. They use whatever you want. Liquid works best. And so basically what I did was I put the honey and the peanut butter in a pot, mixed it up until it was all slurry and slushy, and dumped it over there, and then we stirred all this up. So what I'll do is I'll get a baking sheet, put the oven on 300, spread this all over the baking sheet on top of parchment paper, and then I'll bake it for 10 minutes, stir it, bake it for 10 minutes, stir it, bake it for 10 minutes, stir it, and when it's done, I'll sprinkle a handful of chocolate chips on top, and then I will just let it cool, and when it's cool, I'll put it in it's actually a cereal box. And this is what we use for cereal most of the time. Occasionally we'll buy something when my daughter asks for something special. But I will put it in a cereal box. It's a Tupperware cereal box. Some of the few plastic that I really don't mind using for food storage is Tupperware, although I'm working my way to nothing but glass. So eventually what I'll have is gallon glasses like this for the trail mix, which is what this is, and the granola. Eventually, doesn't all have to happen right now. I buy it a little at a time as I can afford it. I also have some organic oats over there that I'll be using, but I'm finishing up the non-organic ones because if I spent money on it, you know, it's kind of a mess, remember, but here's the oatmeal. And so once all of this is gone, which I plan to make oatmeal cookies this week, so it'll probably be gone with the oatmeal cookies. Anyway, once all that's gone, I'll just dump the others in here. I'll probably clean it first. But, you know, so there you have it. That's the start of our Saturday, and it's really not that unusual of a Saturday either. Most of the time we all have breakfast together, but today that didn't happen for whatever reason. I think my husband got started working early and so did I. And so I just had my leftover burrito from yesterday. And then he made himself some eggs a little later on. Anyway, so that's it. From our farmhouse to wherever it is you call home, we're really glad that you joined us. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.